I'm going to continue my series on Greyhawk novels, but I've got a weird one. It's a Greyhawk novel. That's not a Greyhawk novel. Today on Greyhawk Lifeline. So this novel is something I have been looking for a long, long time. It's been on my list. It's something of a white whale, and I finally got a copy on eBay. And it is a weird one in a couple of different ways because it's a Greyhawk novel, but it's not a Greyhawk novel. It is, of course, King of the Dead, a Ravenloft novel. And the reason this is a Greyhawk novel is because almost half the book takes place in Greyhawk, in Earth. The main character, Rosalind, which is not his real name, but it's a kind of a title that morphs into a name, starts off in Nurl in the Great Kingdom, and eventually winds up in Ravenloft. And this is the his origin story basically, and it's a really cool thing. Like I say, most almost half the book takes place in Greyhawk. There's kind of a weird section that takes place in Ravenloft, and then it's a big flashback to his life in Greyhawk, and then it's back into Ravenloft to show what happened when he first got there. And he's a son of a nobleman. Uh, ends up accidentally. Well, it's a complicated thing, but his brother dies. No, I'm sorry. His son. Well, his brother does die, and then his son dies, and he's a very powerful magic user, and um, there's a lot of guilt and everything wrapped up in everything. But he's an enormously powerful figure. Ends up living a lot longer. He ends up the Greyhawk sections go between 200 and 300 years in the past. It's about 145 years in the book, and eventually he becomes a lich and uses illusions to make himself appear human and normal, and it's a lot of cool stuff. Hi everybody, please help me keep Greyhawk alive by liking this video and subscribing. It really does help. You can also become a member of the channel or support me on Patreon and get early access to my videos, exclusive content, free or at cost copies of my Greyheim Adventures modules, and more. Thanks, and now back to the show. I'm not so much interested in the character of Aslan and the Ravenloft stuff as I am in the history that it gives us of Greyhawk between 200 and 300 years ago, which is something that you don't really see a lot of. And that's the best part about this book is that it fills in a gap for a region of the Flyness that we don't really get a lot of info on outside of Ivid the Undying, and it covers Nurl and the surrounding regions. So. Over here in what's called the Bone March, and we have the city of Nurl here. He ends up being the ruler of Nurl, and then ends up conquering lands around because he's trying to find a way to bring back his dead son, and he's looking for magic that can do that. I don't know why they seem to ignore the presence of clerics and raise dead spells in this book. But they kind of introduce all kinds of other magic spells that you can that he can use that would be great to incorporate into a game. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there. And this is especially interesting to me because I've always been fascinated by Neural and the Blemu Hills and the stuff there. It's mentioned in one of Gary's novels, and in some of the events of the Flyness articles that he did in Dragon. So between the historical background in here and the hints we get in other places, you could actually do a very cool campaign set around there, and it would be really cool. But like I say, this is incredibly hard to come by, and I was lucky to get one in a lot of other books. And there's also another Aslan book that I've yet to read. I will eventually get there, hoping there's some Greyhawk material in it. But in terms of as a novel, it's really cool. I didn't quite get the beginning part of it. It's kind of a weird thing, but it's kind of explained at the end, and you get to see Strahd and the Vistani and things like this. The things you would expect to see in Ravenloft. So it's cool that way because I like Ravenloft fine. I think it's a wonderful idea and a wonderful setting. But like I say, there's a lot of cool historical stuff in here. There's names, there's dates, there's events. There's a lot of background. You get an idea of what the town of Nurl was like 200 years ago, which is always helpful to have because It's the basis of what it's like today. It's just all around very interesting, very well written. Jean Deweese is a great writer. He seems to know his stuff. I didn't notice any glaring errors or anything. So, if you do get this, get it. Whether or not you're interested in reading it, get it. If you find it inexpensively, because it goes for over $100 on eBay now. So, anyway, hopefully they'll be re-releasing it at some point. Anyway, hope you like this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you read it? What were your thoughts? I'd love to hear. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day, and stay safe from Pinkertons.
Thanks for watching today's video. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Below you'll find links to my Patreon, which helps make these videos possible. You'll also find the web store where you can buy my books, and my blog where you'll find all sorts of free downloads and other articles. Thanks, and have a great day.